you, but your family?
Yeah, it was incredible. As you can expect, it was a lot of hard work, coming to it, and really it just lets me play here a couple more years with the guys in the locker room, and so it was an honor, and I'm very thankful, and I'm thankful for not only my family but the people around me, and my coach at Clemson, coaches at Sykes High School, and all the people that were special to me and helped raise me. It was just a great time, and more than anything else, just excited to play for a couple more years for the Raiders.
There were some moves that this organization made that typically teams that want to get to a whole other level make. Bringing guys like Devontae Adams and Chandler Jones, coming off a playoff season in that locker room. Do you guys sense that that the expectations are a little bit higher now?
Yeah, I think Dave and Coach McDaniel did a good job of bringing the talent, making a commitment to us. We as a team have to reward them by giving the same commitment every day, getting better every single day. And so, every single season it's so fun because you have new expectations and you have a new chance to do something special. And every single day, it takes your very best to achieve that. And, any good team I've been on, it's not just one or two guys, it's the whole team buying in. It's the first guy and the last guy buying in the same way. And if we can do that, we'll have a chance.
What are the biggest comparisons, but also contrasts, just in your life and just in your game going into your first training camp in 2019 into this training camp now?
The same hunger, I would say. A little more confident, just knowing that I've been able to have success. Coming out of Clemson, I've had success at the college level. Now I had a little success in the NFL and hoping to build on it. But really, it doesn't change too much for me. I just try to go out there and be a great teammate, great player, great leader. Whatever I can do on a daily basis to help my teammates out is what I'm interested in. I'm not really looking toward the end of the season. I'm not looking at anything other than this day and getting better today, and hopefully I can do that.
Hunter, how do you take all of those expectations that have been placed upon the team and then kind of apply them to your season? Like, how do you try to raise the bar for yourself based on what you put out on tape and on the field last year?
A sign of a great team is have our own expectations, right? We don't really listen to anybody and what people put on us. We're just trying to go out, from every single guy on the team and get better every day. And same with any job you have, or certainly playing in the NFL. You just go out there and try to get better every single day. And if you do that, then success will find you. And so, just keeping things simple is going to be a big key to success.
Sometimes that wide receivers are judged by numbers, but when you bring in somebody like Devontae and you start looking at you, Darren, Devontae, and the others that are on this team, individual numbers may come down, but collectively it'll be working better.
Yeah.
Does that come into play at all?
Absolutely. I mean, we're just trying to be the best group we can be. So it doesn't matter if it's, Keelan or Mac or DeMarcus or Devontae or whoever's out there making plays, Josh. We're just focused on being unselfish. And I know certainly for me, this is more money than I was ever, planning on making. So I'm just happy. I don't care if I 10 yards or 100 yards. I just want to be the most unselfish guy I can and go out there and have a blast with my teammates. And hopefully, for me, in order to be a great teammate, to be very unselfish. And even when I have a lower statistic game, or and some people might look at a reason for me to be selfish and say, I should have a little more yards, then kind of identify that and just be unselfish in that situation.
How does the addition of Devontae help you specifically on the field?
It starts in practice, just watching him, watching how he works, watching how he sets people up in the meeting room, talking to him, how he maneuvers guys, how he sees the game. And then obviously Darren the same way, and speed on the outside with DeMarcus and Keelan and Mac, just opening the field up, right? When you look at a defense, they have 5 or 6 in coverage a lot of times, and so if they're going to double one or the other, then just spot math wise, then you're going to have a little more single coverage. And so I think Devontae and Darren and DeMarcus and all those guys are incredible players. You're going to have to respect them. You're going to have to put 2 on them at times, and so it could open up some plays for me, Josh, whoever is left. So excited.
There was a big scandal involving one of your draft classmates last week. Foster said we've been saying his name wrong since he was a rookie because he didn't want to correct the coaches.
His last name or first name?
His last name.
Okay.
Because he didn't want to correct the coaches when he was a rookie.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on this controversy? How do you say that?
I mean, I thought it was Moreau, right?
That's because Gruden called him Moreau and he didn't correct him.
He thinks
said
it's Morrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he can get over it. Foster, he wouldn't make a big deal about that.
Hunter, DeMarcus was a big part of Kansas City's offense, and they wouldn't have let him go had they know they're gonna lose Tyreek. What does he bring to this team that you've noticed?
He's explosive. You know, he can get on the outside and take the top off the defense. He's smart. He's good body control. You know, running down the rep line, he has a good job and good feel for, you know, not adjusting to the ball too soon and covering himself up. And so, just very intelligent, very smart, and excited to watch him this training camp. You know, I haven't been around too much, but just watching him from afar, it was always someone we didn't want to play against.
Just do a couple more, Paul and Ken.
How long ago, Hunter, does Hard Knocks, the rookie year, Antonio Brown, the helmet?
I mean, that seems like a different life, you know? Yeah, it definitely seems a long time ago. It just goes to show you to, for me personally, to take value in every season, every day, and every teammate, because teammates come and go so often too. So, you know, next thing you know, like I'm in year 4, which is like wild. And, you know, my daughter is 17 months, and just watching her grow so much, it really gives me a perspective on how fast life goes if you don't take time to smell roses.
Hunter, you're one of the clutchest players I've seen since your days at Clemson. On the field, it's fantastic. But off the field, I saw you at the men's altar conference at Thomas and Mack with Derek Carr, accompanying him before he got up and spoke. What keeps Hunter Renfrow grounded off the field?
Yeah, definitely, you know, what Derek preached about, my faith. I think that's first and foremost, just knowing that no matter what happens on the field, and that's one of the reasons that gives me confidence on the field, is knowing that no matter what happens off of it or on it, that everything's gonna be okay, you know. I serve a God who's great and who's gonna be there, and that's what I think the true meaning of life I find in him and the teachings of the Bible. And so, for me, that's my bread and butter, and then my family keeps me grounded. You know, I wouldn't be anywhere without them, and so those are kind of 2 punches right there, 1 and 2.
There you go. Quick follow-up, number 13. A lot of folks in Vegas especially think it's a bad number. Superstitious, you won't see 13 floors. I know Kurt Warner, Dan Marino wore it. What attracted you to the number 13?
I mean, Adam Humphries was number 13 at Clemson before me, and they were kind of given to slot receivers. You know, Tyler Grisham, who's a receiver coach there now, wore it, and so I was just happy. I was number 35 my retro freshman year at Clemson as a walk-on, so I was just happy to be out of that number, to be honest with you.
The last two, Chris and Honda.
Hunter, can you talk a little bit about, with the new staff, new regime, new thought processes, you guys learned all this stuff, can you talk about the word accountability, and maybe it takes on a little added meaning with this new staff? Everybody's always gonna be accountable, but has it changed a little bit, a little more pressure?
Yeah, I mean, the accountability comes from the team. They can be guided by the coaching staff, by the you know, administration, but the team is where, you know, any great team is gonna have to have great leaders and people that hold them accountable. And so, you know, they're helping us and they're kind of guiding us, but to be a great team, you gotta take ownership of it. And so, you know, as one of the leaders, and Derek and Darren and pretty much everyone on our team, we gotta hold each other accountable. So what does that look like? That looks like, you know, on the practice field when we need to give a little bit extra in a sprint, or, you know, you're tired and you have one-on-one, you know, just coming up behind somebody and saying, all right, let's go. This is the time to kind of dig deep a little bit. And so, on the field, that's where it takes place, and then off the field, it's, you know, doing the right things, and hold each other accountable. So, definitely a big part of the offense.
Hunter, this is not, I'm sorry, did you have a follow-up?
Last one, yep.
This is not disparaging of the previous pro staffs, but this staff's a lot like Dabo in teaching.
Yeah.
They take that
Yeah.
approach. So for you, how comfortable has it been, maybe get back to a little bit more Clemson? Now,
Yeah.
I'm not saying the scheme.
No,
but-
it is. It's very similar. Just definitely journey driven, definitely detail driven. You know, they want us to do it their way, and you know, because it's proven time and time again. You know, it sometimes when you get a little too creative, can make mistakes. And so if everyone has a process and everyone believes in the same process, then you're gonna have continuity, you're gonna have success. And so I've had a lot of fun, over the last, 6 months with this staff and just seeing the parallels to them and my time at Clemson, Coach Sweeney, because very detail oriented. That's the one word that I would probably, sticks out in my mind.
Awesome. Thanks, Hunter.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
everyone.